What if you're not into the things that they are into? What do you do? What do you say in your relationship? Someone on Twitter said a young lady who's not very bright, quote, if someone tells you that I'm not into eating pussy, what they're actually telling you is I'm selfish in bed. Now let me unquote. Now let me ask you a question. Do you believe that? We humans do something funny, a phenomena called projection. Projection is a psychological phenomena where we imagine onto others, we imbue onto others, we put onto others what we imagine is true for us. So let me put it in different terms. If you imagine you like something, then you imagine that other people must like that thing too. Otherwise, that's insane. You mean you don't like this? You're crazy. This is really good. How could you not like this? So this is something called projection, and we do it a lot. Humans do it a lot. They imagine what they imbue onto others, they project onto others, kind of like a projector. Kind of like a projector doesn't create its own image, it projects onto something its own image, or the image that you're seeing. Like in a theater, there's a projector which projects the image that you're seeing on the screen, and the projector is way back behind the seats. So you project onto others what you imagine you like. Let me tell you something. From my over decade plus of being in wonderful, happy, tremendous, open relationships, being the #1 Tantra therapy in the US for over 6 years, and having sex with a lot of people, wonderful, amazing, happy sex, I can tell you with an absolute, and coaching men and women on relationships, I can tell you with an absolute certainty from confidence, from experience, that it is unreasonable for you to expect the same thing with other people that you've experienced before, because people can be completely different, could be slightly different in some things, and a lot of things can be radically different. In other words, there is no such technique or strategy that works for everybody. There are certain ways and manners of being that works tremendously well, and tremendously well in facilitating the other person communicating what they like. This is why I talk a lot about philosophy in this channel, and seldom do I talk about techniques and strategies. Of the techniques and strategies that I do teach, it's to find out what could be possible with another person. It's to find out how to facilitate a relationship. Those techniques do. So let me ask the question again. What do you do if you're not into things that they're into? So let's delve into that. You have to communicate with your partner. Remember always that you cannot fake a fetish. You cannot fake a fetish. So how do you communicate that with your partner? Simply that. You communicate with your partner, hey baby, we're not going to be into the same things. Actually, we're not going to be into a lot of the things that we're into together. We're going to have some things that we're into together. We're going to have some things which we align. And that's wonderful, and that's enough for it to merit the existence of our relationship. In other words, it's because of those commonalities and things that we align with that we're in a relationship, because those things are significant and wonderful. And I love sharing those things with you. I love experiencing those things with you. Now, there are going to be a lot of things which we're not going to be into together. I'd like for you to expect that. And that's also wonderful and great and beautiful. We absolutely do not have to align with everything all the time. We do not have to align with different main activities that we're into a lot in our relationship, in our lives. And because I love you, I want you to live the biggest life you can. And those things which we do not align, let me give you a different example. Let's say you had a radio in which you're searching around for different channels to listen to a good song. You're turning the dial left and right. On channels A and C and F and R and S and Y, we align. We align on those channels and we align wonderfully. On channels B, channels L, channels O, channel Q, we might not align, but we might be into those same things depending on experimentation and experience. But on every other channel, we do not align. And I do not want to fake alignment. I don't want to pretend that I like those things, which I don't. So those things which we do not align, or we might not even align, or we definitely do not align, I want you to pursue other avenues and platforms where you can be aligning those things with. By avenues and platforms, I mean ways and means and people which you could align with those things with. I want you, because I love you, to live the biggest life you could possibly could. And if you really get along with somebody and you develop an attraction for them, for example, wonderful. If they want to meet me, introduce me. I would love to meet them. I want you to live the biggest life you can, and you cannot fake a fetish. I can guarantee you, going back to the very beginning of this video, where that not very bright individual said that, hey, if someone tells you that I'm not into eating pussy, this translates to I'm selfish in bed. Let me tell you something from experience. There are a lot of people who are not into the same things which you project other people should like. A lot of people, in other words, a lot of people are not into particular things. A lot of people who you imagine would be really, really, really into it, especially with your particular body part. Let me put that simply and directly. A lot of people are not into eating pussy, no matter how wonderful your pussy is. Even if they're the most masculine of men or masculine of women. But that's okay, because there are other people who are really into it. And if the person loves you and you love them, you would want to facilitate their pursuing other people and other avenues and platforms where they could be enjoying those things with other people in a happy and wonderful and healthy and safe manner, of course. Hopefully that helps. Share this video with other people. It'll help you're helping to make the world a better place for all of us. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.